Good afternoon, everyone. Magandang hapon po sa lahat, Erda communities. At sa lahat po ng nakikinig at nanonood ngayon sa Erda FB Live, ako po ang inyong Ate Edlin or Ma'am Edlin mula sa Erda Foundation. At masaya po tayo. Lagi naman po tayong masaya pero extra saya tayo this afternoon dahil we have a very special guest. Nandito kasama na natin, hindi na natin patatagalin. We have our Miss World Philippines 2022, si Miss Gwendolyn Fourniol. Hello, Gwen!
Hello, Ate Edlin. It's such an honor to be on your live today. It's actually my first time. I think before I joined, but I never really got to talk, so I was just observing from afar. But now that I was crowned your Miss World Philippines 2022, it's a delight to be able to talk about Erda into more depth.
Thank you so much, Gwen. We are excited to talk with you also. At dahil dyan, hindi lang ako ang makakasama mo this afternoon sa ating Zoom via FB Live, kundi we also have our youth leaders as well as parent leaders. Kaya mamaya, magtatanong din talaga sila para sa iyo. Maraming nakapanood, maraming nakabasa ng iyong napakaganda, napakabuti, napakasayang accomplishment bilang Miss World Philippines 2022. Dahil dyan, marami na rin kahit paano ang nakakilala sa iyo, Gwen. Pero maaring may mga tanong na gusto rin nilang itanong this afternoon. So, mga nanonood, pwede nyo pong i-chat ang inyong mga tanong sa ating FB Live, FB ng Erda Foundation. At sisimulan ko na ang mga tanong. Ako pala yung magsisimula ng mga tanong. So, I will start with a few questions and then later, we will invite our youth leaders and parent leaders to also talk to you, talk with you, Gwen, and they also have prepared some very nice questions. Ayan po. So, for the first question, Nax, parang ano ito, continuing
Ready.
practice. Yes, for Miss World. Pero light muna tayo. We will start with the lighter questions, Gwen. So, Gwen, how many years ka na nandito sa atin, sa Philippines? Ang alam namin, you are living independently, tama po ba? At dahil dyan, dahil matagal-tagal ka na rin naming nakakasama dito sa Pilipinas, ano ba ang iyong mga favorite food? Ayan. At nagluluto ka ba?
Yes, actually, ang dami nagtatanong everyday ng mga ganyang questions. So, I've been in the Philippines since I was 18 years old. So, mga 4 years na ako dito since 2018. And I've been independent ever since. Kasi I remember asking my mom, Mom, when I turn 18, can I be independent and go live in the Philippines? Kasi I really wanted to explore that side of me. I really felt like the Philippines was my home because every year I always used to go with my brothers, my father, and my mother to visit every summer. And I really wanted to live here. And being here is a dream come true. So I'm really grateful. And my favorite food, I would say, yung pinaka-favorite food ko na Filipino is bulalo. I think my mother makes the best bulalo in the world. I always ask her to make it.
Ang sarap naman. So, ang iyong mommy Sim pala ang nagsimulang magluto at magpatikim sa'yo, magpa-taste sa'yo ng bulalo. Ayan.
Opo, Ate Edlin, kaso hindi ako marunong masyado magluto. So, that's something I'm still working on. I can do like the basic foods, French dishes, pero for Filipino dishes, I really want to learn how to cook kare-kare and sinigang. And my mom always says it's so easy to cook those. But for me, I'm a perfectionist. So I really want to make everything I do perfection. So I think it would take me a while to learn it.
All right. So, ako din, hindi rin ako talaga masyado marunong magluto. Pero, aside from Ate Sim, we also have other Erda staff na marunong talagang magluto. So, ang alam ko, sana wala akong makalimutan, sina Miss Miriam, sina Miss Joy Duque, also a social worker, marunong din siya magluto ng menudo. Ayan. So, sana
Ay,
after our FB Live today, sana makatikim tayo ng menudo ni Ate Joy. Ayan, binati ko na siya. So, ayan. So, Gwen, dahil halimbawa, may favorite kang food, tapos sabi mo nga, every year mula nung pagkabata mo, pumupunta ka na dito sa Pilipinas. Dahil
yes
dyan,
po.
yes, ang next question natin, ano naman ang iyong mga favorite na lugar na napuntahan na dito sa Philippines? What are the favorite places that you have visited here in our country?
So I remember growing up, I would always go to Bacolod, Negros, because that's where my mother is from and that's where her roots are from. So when I go there, I think that's my favorite place to go kasi nandun lahat ng family ko and that's where, you know, they really welcome me with the most delicious food and the beaches there are beautiful. So we have Sipalay which is in Negros, and I remember doing a photo shoot there for my Miss World photo shoot swimsuit that I had to give to the organization. And I remember the memories that I created there with my family are unforgettable. And it wasn't until mga 2018 na I really got to explore Manila. Kaso, di ba, nag-pandemic po, so I wasn't able to really explore the beauty of Manila and all of the places. So I'm really excited to do that.
Maraming salamat, Gwen. Mamaya, pag-usapan din natin kung paano halimbawa during the time ng COVID-19 pandemic, especially during the lockdown. Pero bago ito, bibigyan din natin ng pagkakataon ang ating youth leaders and later parent leaders to ask their questions. So, okay ba sa'yo yun, Gwen?
Yes, no problem. Very excited to do that.
All right, excited din tayo. That's why we are going to call now si Micaela Ramirez. So, si Micaela Ramirez is among our junior educators. She's in college already. So, magsi-second year college na siya sa College of St. Benilde de La Salle University. Ang course niya ay on Human Resource Management. Ayan. So, bumati ka muna, Micaela. Ayan.
So, hello, good afternoon po to each and every one
Hello,
of us.
Micaela.
And also, hello Ate Gwen. And also sa mga nanonood sa ating FB Live for today. So, ayun po. Can I ask na po ba?
Yes. Si Micaela, she's from Beata Pandacan, Manila. So, sige, Micaela, start with your questions. Sige po.
So, for my first question po is, what is your motivation in joining Miss World Philippines po?
I think actually I joined last year and alam naman ni Ate Edlin because I also had Erda, you know, really supporting me since last year when I was joining Miss World. And what really stood out for me for Miss World Philippines was its message, its purpose, and the advocacy part. Because I think many pageants tend to forget that what pageants are all about is women empowerment and also focusing on issues that are very important in our societies. Lalo na sa Philippines, I think we are not focusing on education enough. And that's one of the things that I think should change, especially with our new president, which I believe he will do a good job on doing that and will focus on education. Because with ERDA, it's one organization, but I believe as a community, we can make a much bigger change. And that's why I joined Miss World, to really spread the message out there and make advocacies and organizations like ERDA more known.
All right, Micaela, your next question.
So, for the next question po, Ate Gwen, is can you share po your experiences in joining Miss World?
Well, my experiences have been very different. It has been a mix of emotions. Of course, kasi I'm very new to pageantry. I never expected to join pageants because for me, I was stereotyping it. I really thought it was just about looking good every day, but people don't realize the hard work that goes into it. It's really about having a good heart and having a good mindset that when you go on stage, you're not just representing yourself, you're representing your advocacy, the millions of children that you want to help out, especially those with Erda, and seeing them on coronation night, I think was the highlight of my whole journey. Seeing people from Erda at coronation night just watching me and cheering for me.
All right. So thank you,
Oh, we have my mother here.
Thank you, Gwen, and thank you, Micaela. Meron ka pa bang third question, Micaela?
Last
Or
question po.
last question, sige. Thank you.
So for the last question po, Ate Gwen, is how was your experience po after you won the Miss World Philippines?
After I was crowned, when they put the crown on my head, that's when I realized the responsibility and the determination and bravery that it would take to continue my journey as Miss World Philippines 2022, because I would be representing the Philippines, which is the country that I love, onto the international stage. And I'm super excited to do that and to really bring justice to what the Philippines is all about, the diversity, the mix in culture. And I want to bring that to the world. And I'm very excited to do that in London in December.
Thank you. Thank you,
Good
Micaela, for
luck,
your
Ate
wonderful
Gwen.
questions. Ang galing naman ni Micaela.
Thank you, Micaela. Ang ganda ng
Nakakatuwa.
questions.
Diba? Ang galing, ang ganda ng questions. So talagang maraming salamat, Micaela. Aside from Gwen, of course, nakakatuwa na marinig natin ang ating mga current Erda scholars para lalong ma-inspire si Gwen to represent the Philippines and also to advocate for Erda and the education of all children, especially those coming from disadvantaged communities.
Yes, that's right.
All right. So tama yung sinabi ni Gwen na talagang actually hindi lang yung ating current president but each leader, no? Every president ng ating country talagang may responsibility, may mandate to ensure the realization of our children's right to education. Ayan po. So,
But I think as individuals, we also have that responsibility to be aware of the importance of education and how it can open so many doors to opportunities. So I think one leader can make a difference, but all of us as a community can change the world.
correct. So, we will not only rely on our country's leaders, but we will be inspired by each other, like Gwen and also like Micaela. Nakakatuwa naman. So, sige, magpapatuloy na tayo, Gwen. So, tatawagin natin ang another youth leader of Erda. All right, nandito din siya. Nandito na si Venus Chua. Venus, ayan. So, what is your... Mag-hello-hello pala muna tayo.
Hello po.
Excited
Hello
na ako sa
everyone.
mga
Lalo na po
tanong.
sa mga nanonood. Hello po Ate Gwen.
Hello, Venus. Nice to see you today.
All right, Gwen. I mean, Venus, what's your first question to your Ate Gwen?
My first question is, what motivates you to keep going despite the many obstacles in the way of achieving your goals?
When joining pageantry, I think you have to be ready for the obstacles, the negativity that will come your way, because when you are trying to do something good, there will always be someone trying to bring you down. But with Erda inspiring me and knowing that I am changing the lives of not just one person, but the children of Erda Foundation, and also making people more aware about what Erda have done. You know, they've given scholarships, they've helped so many children. And I believe Father Pierre Chitz would be so happy to know that Erda is being more recognized around the world. That's what really keeps me going. It's the children. It gives me hope.
Thank you, Gwen, for always remembering Father Tritz and Erda, of course. Venus, sige, your
po.
second question.
Tsaka, sabi nga po nila, di ba, the secret of our success is to never, never give up po. Thank you
That's
po,
right.
Miss
That's
Gwen
very good.
po. for answering my first question. My second question is, what can you say to the young people who want to pursue a dream like modeling, and how can you empower others now that you have been crowned as Miss World Philippines 2022?
As I mentioned earlier, pageantry is all about empowerment and uplifting each other. And I want to give hope, I want to give inspiration to the youth who, especially at times like these with the pandemic still going on, I think they have lost a lot of hope, a lot of faith in our society. But I want to be that light in the darkness that they're facing. I want to give them hope that if you believe in it, you can achieve it. And with hard work and determination, anything is possible. And of course, education is number one. So that's why I want to tell all the children that education is so important, because I believe that if I was not educated, I would not have the same opportunities that I have today. You know, education is so different in other countries. I think in growing up in Europe, people don't take it for granted. And in the Philippines, there's such a lack of access to education. There's barriers to it. And I want to break down those barriers to make it easier for the children to access education.
Thank you, Gwen. Please help us break down those barriers. Marami talagang challenges dito sa ating bansa for our children to have access to education. And thank you talaga for saying that, na you will help us break those barriers.
Yes,
Oh.
well, there's so many barriers. Actually, I think from the mindset, financial, and also family problems. I think if we help also the parents and encourage their children to go to school, that would make a huge difference.
Thank you, Gwen. Salamat. So, nagsalita si Gwen from the government to the family to the individual, yung mindset na sinasabi. Maraming salamat, Gwen. Pero gusto pa rin natin marinig kung may tanong pa rin si Venus. Venus, go ahead.
My next question is, now that you have been named Miss World Philippines 2022, how can you influence our society?
Of course, with the crown on my head, it's a huge responsibility, as I said, and I want to influence others in a positive way because there's so much negativity, lalo na sa social media. I want to guide our youth, not only our youth, but also our parents, single mothers, even the fathers that have a hard time with their children. I want to guide them in the right direction and give them hope and light that there is, possibility in the future for change. If you go through education, as I said, go to school. And I want to push the government and also other benefactors to really focus on organizations like ERDA to build more schools, give more opportunities to our children.
Thank you, Gwen, for being brave, ha? Salamat for speaking up for our children. Venus, meron ka pa tanong?
Wala na po.
Oh, sige, later ha. Ang gaganda din ng mga tanong ni Venus, right, Gwen?
Yes po, ang galing.
Nakakatuwa, nakaka-proud. So, I'm sure mas lalong ma-inspire ang inyong ate Gwen as she joins the competition this December. Dahil na-meet mo na hindi lang ang ating mga bata from ERDA Sabana, Tondo, Manila, kung saan nagkaroon ng outreach activity si Gwen, and later with her friends, but ngayon nakilala mo din ang ating mga youth leaders. Si Venus ay from Bagong Silangan, Quezon City. So, kanina naman si Micaela ay from Pandacan, Manila. Ngayon naman, Gwen, habang hinihintay natin, kasi nandito din ang ating, actually maraming nag-join din sa Zoom, ano?
I think ate, andito yung mother ko. I'm not sure. I saw her kanina.
Let us check. Gusto rin ba
Yes.
ni Mami Gwen Fourniol magtanong sa'yo?
I'm not sure. I think she will give me a hard Q&A question for sure. And actually, I'm very grateful for her because of her, I was able to know ERDA and know the hard work that they've gone through and the changes that they have made in the Philippines. Because she, of course, she was a benefactor, and I don't think many people know that, what she has experienced. And thanks to Father Tritz, he really transformed her life. And I want her success story to be other people's success story in ERDA.
Thank you so much, Gwen. So, sa pagkakaalam po ng lahat, ang mommy ni Gwen, si Sim, ay sinuportahan ni Father Trit sa kanyang pag-aaral hanggang makatapos siya sa kolehiyo. And eventually, ang family ng father ni Gwen sa France, ang kanyang grandparents, ay sumuporta po sa Erda Foundation. So, thank you so much, Gwen, to your mom, to your father, and to your whole family for
Yeah.
continuing to support Erda Foundation, especially our children. Ayan. So, tignan nga natin, um, kasama po natin ngayon sa Zoom na laging nagsusupport sa ating Erda Kwentuhan ay si Miss Joanna Ramos, ang ating technical assistant ng Erda Foundation. So, request natin si Ma'am Joanna or Ate Joanna na i-message lang ako sa chat kung meron ng parent leader na ready na magtanong para i-spotlight din po namin kayo. Ayan po, or i-chat nyo na po ang inyong mga tanong for Gwen. Pero habang hinihintay natin ang ating parent leaders to go on live sana, ayan po, at makita at makilala sila ni Miss Gwen. Meron din po tayong mga tanong from our FB Live. Ayan po. So, titignan ko lang po ang mga tanong. Ayan, tignan natin kung related din doon sa mga tinanong ni Micaela and Venus. So, ito Gwen, ayan. From Miss LR Tiongson. Naku, ito talaga pang Miss World, I think pang Miss World International questions na talaga ito. Ayan. How would you promote the Philippines to the other candidates of Miss World? Tapos, meron pa siyang, what sets you apart from all, isa-isa mo ng tanong, Gwen, ano?
Yes.
Sa isa mo
Confused
ng
ako.
tanong. Ayan. So, thank you, Miss Elor, for your question. So, unahin natin yung isa niyang tanong. How would you promote daw the Philippines to your fellow candidates in Miss World competition?
So first of all, thank you for that question. I think the Filipinos are known already around the world from, being so welcoming, caring. Their talent exceeds everything and they are known for their creativity and we are so diverse. And that's what I want to start with is the culture of the Philippines. And I think we have such a mix of culture. We have Spanish culture, we have Western culture, we have so much richness in our society. And that's something I really want to tell people that we are so welcoming and the Filipinos' heart is so generous. And I want to bring that to the international stage to show people what Philippines is about. Because here I noticed that even if you have nothing, even if you don't have the financial, needs that you deserve, you're still happy and you're still willing to make a difference to someone else's life. And I think that should be the mindset of everyone around the world to think and be like a real Filipino. And that's how I want to portray the Philippines.
Thank you, Gwen. Totoo, we Filipinos are really caring. Kaya po talagang our fellow Filipinos, especially those coming from disadvantaged communities, also deserve to be helped and supported. Tama, Gwen? Kasi we are really caring. We can care for each other. So please
Yes.
support our children. Through Miss Gwen's advocacy for Erda. Ayan, ang ganda naman. So tignan natin, parang parami ng parami ang mga tanong. Ayan po. Sige po. From Miss LR pa rin. Although ito, nakikita na rin natin kay Gwen, pero sige, we would like Gwen to answer it. So, Gwen, what sets you apart from all other candidates of Miss World?
I believe that all the candidates that I was with during my Miss World journey, they all have their traits, their characteristics that sets them apart. But I believe for me, it's really my determination. That's why I joined Miss World for the second time, because not just being loyal to the organization, but because I really believe in their message. And I really wanted to keep trying and trying until I succeeded. And that's also like one of the beauty queens that I really admire is Pia Wurzbach. She also did that. And she just kept trying. She gave everything, her hard work. And that's what I want to give out the message to people, to our children, to keep trying and never give up. If you fall down, you have to keep standing up and try and chase your dreams. And on that night, on June 5, my dreams came true. So I guess all the perseverance and determination was worth it in the end.
Thank you so much, Gwen, for not giving up on your dream, for setting that example to our children and youth. During this pandemic, Gwen, so we learned that you have been living independently. Tama, no? Na mula pa yung 18 years old, nandito ka na on your own. And then
Yes.
before that, every year, nagvi-visit ka dito sa ating bansa. So, kumusta ka during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially during the lockdowns?
I think not just me, but many people really had a hard time throughout the pandemic. Actually, lado ako kasi I was alone. But my family is always there with me, through social media, which is why I'm so thankful for the internet. I can always call my mother, my brothers, my father, even though they have a different time there. I know they're always willing to pick up the phone and talk to me if I feel alone. And being independent from such a young age has really taught me a lot. So it really taught me to be strong and responsible for myself. And it also taught me to care for others and to really be selfless and give back to the community. And that's what I want to keep working closer with Erda to really make a difference. So I think the pandemic for us was a challenge to really unite as a community and come back stronger than ever.
Thank you, Gwen. So, nakakatuwa kasi narinig natin mga tagapakinig, tagapanood ng ating Erda, Kwentuhan, FB Live na si Gwen is just like us. Lahat tayo nakaranas ng challenges, difficulties during the pandemic, and she also perseveres to cope and to overcome her difficulties. Ayan. So, maraming salamat, Gwen, para marinig ng lahat na si Ate Gwen pala katulad ko din. So, meron ding pinagdaanan pero nagsika para ma-overcome ito. Ayan.
Yes po. Kasi if you think negative in life, I think, positivity will not come your way. So if you really have that mindset that you can achieve it, anything is possible, then you will really have good things coming your ways and opportunities. And during the pandemic, I think the most affected were our children, with the education system. It was all online. And that really created a barrier, especially financially, kasi yung mga children, they don't have enough money, enough finances for the computers, for the right equipments. But I believe that after the pandemic, there will be more focus on how to teach our children without having barriers and no matter where they come from.
Thank you, Gwen. And we know that we will be able to overcome the challenges with people like you. So, habang merong mga tao na nagpapatuloy na sumuporta sa ERDA at sa anumang mga cause para sa ating mga bata, sigurado tayo na matutulungan natin ang ating students for them to continue their studies, hopefully to complete them and also lift themselves from their current situation. Ayan po. So, ibig sabihin kung nahihirapan po tayo, magpatuloy daw po tayo mag-aral, sabi ni Ate Gwen. So, tingnan na. Ayan, tingnan natin. Meron pang tanong si Miss LR, pero I think ito ba ay secret, Gwen? Although kanina sinabi ni Gwen na talagang determination ang mayroon siya. Number 1 sa kanya yon. Ang sabi ni Miss LR, ang tanong niya, last question niya ay, what strategy will you employ to catch the attention of the judges of Miss World 2022? Sa palagay namin, parang secret ito, Miss LR.
Baka secret kasi it's so early to tell. But I think coming from a diverse background, with my mother being a Filipina and my father being French, I was really able to have an open mind and to really explore the different cultures. So I think bringing that to London, which is where I studied for 8 years, is an advantage because I really know my way around, and being close to my family, I can't wait to see them And that really will bring me inspiration as well, knowing that I'm bringing the Philippines, Erda, and my family will be there in London for 1 month. So the competition will be 1 month.
Oh, wow! Hindi namin
Yeah.
alam. Ang
So
competition
every
pala,
day,
isang buwan. All
yes,
right.
1 month, and it's super cold in London. So I'm a bit worried about my outfits, what I'm going to wear, because I'm used to the heat in the Philippines. So going back to the coldness in London is going to be such a different experience.
Aha, naalala na namin ngayon ni Ate Joanna mo si Father Tritz. Joanna, di ba si Father Tritz, gusto niya yung climate sa Philippines. So, yun ang lagi niyang sinasabi that he likes the climate here in the Philippines. So, lagi niya sinasabi, I like the weather or climate here in the Philippines. Not so cold, not so hot. Yun ang sinasabi ni Father Tritz sa atin. I
That's
think,
true.
yes, I think Father Treat, sinabi niya yon before niya na-experience o naging aware sa climate change. Ayan. So, Father Treat. So, if ever nakasama natin si Father Treat, I'm sure sasamahan ka din niya sa iyong advocacy at meron na rin siyang next advocacy para sa climate change. Ayan po.
Yes. Actually, that's what I've been really thinking of doing. Climate change is something also we don't focus on, and we should educate our children on what climate change is.
Thank you, Gwen, sa pagbalik mo sa ating area communities. Maaring hindi naman sa Tondo, Manila. Marami tayong iba't ibang communities dito sa Metro Manila, and also we also have partners in the provinces, in Visayas and Mindanao, and also in South Luzon. So, we hope na makasama ka namin na maraming beses sa ating advocacy. Ayan po. And meron tanong from our FB, also from Ashley Andrada. Sa tingin mo ba, Miss Gwen, ikaw na ang the next Miss World?
I think with the mindset that I'm the next Miss World, I believe it's possible, knowing that I'm bringing the Filipinos' generosity with me to London. I believe that I am capable and I am able to win the second Miss World crown for the Philippines.
Thank you, Gwen. So, sasamahan ka ng mga Erda community sa pagdarasal sa iyong competition this December sa London.
Yes, that's right.
Parami na lang parami yung mga tanong natin. So, we still have time. So, Gwen still has time for us. So,
Yes, of course.
Lulubusin na natin ito. So, next question from Seni Sevi, your room. If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, naks naman talaga ang mga tanong parang pang Miss World competition. What would you say?
Of course, I would focus on Erda. If I had 30 seconds, the most important thing to me right now is education and working with Erda. So for 30 seconds, I would promote how we could make a difference in our educational system, how we could build more schools for our children, how we could invest more into scholarships to make sure that all the children have the same opportunities as everyone else, because I believe that it is a right and that money should not be the barrier to being educated and to having more knowledge than others. That's what I would want to say if I had 30 seconds to make a huge impact on the world.
Thank you, Gwen. So, support natin children's education through Erda Foundation. Thank you so much, Gwen. Panalo ka na para sa aming lahat. At hindi lang ikaw ang panalo dahil kanina, di ba, nakasama natin. Mamaya, ibalik nga natin, Ate Joanna.
Thank you, Miriam.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Ibalik natin later sina Micaela and Venus kasi lahat tayo, nararamdaman ko, kasama sila sa pagkapanalo ni Miss Gwen.
Yes, I'm excited to bring all of you on my journey to winning the Miss World crown.
Thank you, Gwen. Ayan, meron pa, alam mo, kailangan natin isang next question eh. Si Steve Rongavilla ay isa din nating junior educator and also youth leader natin from Pandacan. So, here is his question. How different would the world be? Aha, o sige. How different would the world be if women were to rule the world? Hindi pa ba, Steve? Okay, go ahead, Gwen. Thank you.
Well, I'm all for gender equality, but I do believe that, everyone has a mother. We all have that instinct, in our hearts as women to really be caring and motherly to one another. So I believe that if a woman were to rule the world, there'll be less violence, there'll be less miscommunication, because I believe that women can communicate more clearly with each other and can solve things through different ways. And I believe we're so creative, we have so many talents, and we are not seen enough in our society that women should, in pageants we see that women empowerment, but in our society as a whole, I want people to know that women are capable, we have dreams, we have achievements, and we are so talented and we are deserving to be known.
Thank you so much, Gwen. Tama, we agree, we women, naksa, biglang ganun.
Diba? Tama naman. We can
Tama,
fix
we
things with communication. I don't like violence. I don't see why guns exist in this world. We should never solve problems with violence. I think there's always another solution that would bring peace to our community.
Thank you so much, Gwen. So we have to use peaceful means to solve our problems. So maging mahinahon daw po tayo sa lahat ng mga nakikinig at nanonood, at gayahin natin ang ating mga nanay kung paano lumutas ng mga problema, laging may kasamang pagmamahal. Tama po ba? Ayan. Pero syempre, we also need men to support women, 'di ba? Because
Yes, that's right.
correct. There are lots of opportunities out there, pero kung hindi nyo naman ibibigay sa women, 'di ba? Kailangan bigyan nyo ng mas maraming opportunities ang women. Kasi no matter how we strive, tama ba, Gwen? If the people will not give the women enough opportunities, it will be really difficult for us to succeed. So, but if you will continue to believe in us women, like kay Gwen and to everyone, to Micaela and to Venus na kasama natin, ay talagang magiging mas masaya ang mundo. Ayan. Ito. Okay. Sige. Meron pang mga tanong. Pero bago yung mga tanong, Gwen, nakakatuwa kasi nakita mo si Miss Miriam, si Ate Miriam. Ayan, good luck nga daw, Gwen. Tapos,
Yes, thank you po, Ate Miriam.
magandang hapon from Ate Dolor, our Executive Director, Miss Dolor
Hello, Ate Dolor.
And then, good afternoon din daw po from Malate, Pandacan, and Caloocan. And then also, congrats, Miss Gwen from Mary Ann Apuyan. Thank you po
Thank
sa
you,
mga
Mary
messages
Ann.
nyo. Ayan po. And then ito, meron pa. So, ito second question to ni Seni Siv Yorm. Taga saan kaya si Seni? Ayan. If you were a pageant judge, o ano naman, baliktad naman, Gwen. Okay, how would you choose the next title holder to crown?
First of all, I would choose to see beneath their beauty, because anyone can be beautiful on the outside, but not everyone can have a good attitude, a good mindset, and a beautiful heart. I would see how they speak, if they're eloquent, if they are really truthful to what they stand by, their message and purpose. Because in Miss World, we were really taught and pushed to be exceptionally empowered Filipinas, and beauty with a purpose, that's extremely important. Yes, you may see someone on the cover of a book, how beautiful they are, but what matters is within.
Thank you, Gwen. Ako, talagang ang ganda ng ating the kwentuhan this afternoon. Sa mga tanong pa lang na to ng mga nasagot mo, panalo ka na, Gwen. Ayan.
Thank you.
Mula doon sa mga light questions to more serious questions. Ayan po. Pero ito gusto din natin to. Pero bago yung tanong ni Ate Dolor, eto muna. Good afternoon daw po, Miss Gwen, mula kay Maricel R. Cancino. And then, mula sa Muntinlupa, hello! Hello, Ate Ruth Concepcion. Blessed day po, Miss Gwen.
Blessed day po. Hello. Nice to see everyone. Thank you for being here and listening to us on Kwentuhan with Perda Foundation.
Thank you, Gwen. So, eto, kasi kanina pa talaga puro seryoso na, talagang mabibigat yung mga tanong na binibigay ng Erda
Yes, very
communities
serious
and
question.
yes, Erda Kwentuhan listeners. Eto muna kasi to, masaya din tong tanong na ito ni Ate Dolor. O, ready ka na, Gwen? Pero baka
Yes,
ito yung pinakamasayang tanong, pero baka pinakamahirap na tanong din, ano? So, sige. May nagpatibok na ba ng puso mo, Gwen, dito sa Pilipinas? Pwede ba kahit sa ibang bansa, Ate Dolor? Ayan po.
Wait, kasi may ibang meaning naman din yun, di ba? Like, flutter your heart. Pero it doesn't have to be romantic. It could also be in a way that I make someone's day or they make my day. But in a friendship way naman, I think. I think Ate Dolor has to be more specific.
Ayan, Ate Dolor, be more specific daw po. Ayan po. So, babalikan natin si Ate Dolor sa kanyang tanong. Ang ang importante, Ate Dolor, we see that Gwen is inspired. Sabi niya nga na-inspire siya ng mga, aside from her family na very supportive sa kanya and that she misses her family members. Aside from them, she's really inspired by our children, specifically the children. Kaya, mas lalong gumanda si Gwen, 'di ba? Kasi yung kagandahan dapat tama, Gwen, 'di ba? Dapat nanggagaling sa loob, 'di ba?
Yes,
Sabi
that's
nga,
true. And pag ganyan yung attitude mo and yung heart mo, I think it shows from the outside. So you really don't need to change your appearance or set yourself to any beauty standards if you have a good heart, kasi it will show and it will radiate to other people.
totoo. So nakikita natin yun kay Gwen, especially this afternoon. Since po na nag-compete siya last year at hindi lang nang nanalo siya nitong Miss World Philippines 2022. So since na sumali siya, lumaban siya, I'm sure nakita na natin yung beauty from within ni Gwen. Ayan. So
Yes
sabi
po.
ni Virginia Chua, good luck po Miss Gwen. From Girly Garcia and Virginia Chua. So ito naman, ito mabigat-bigat na. Okay. Mabigat-bigat na naman. Ang dami nating mga tanong, Gwen. So, ito, if you will have a chance, sabi ni Zyla. Si Zyla Camille Oblino is also our junior educator from Caloocan.
Mm-hmm.
You have a chance to discuss social issues, naks naman, with world leaders. What social issue would it be? Thank you, Gwen.
So if I had the chance to discuss social issues, I think social issues is, I would say, discrimination against those who are disadvantaged, those who look different. You know, in the Philippines, I think there's a standard to looking a certain way and not being accepted for how you look. And I want to really express to our youth that it's okay to look how you are. You are made to be that way. And we are made to look different, to have unique traits and characteristics. You should not change who you are to please the society standards. And as long as you have a good heart, good intentions, and are willing to make a difference in our society and our world, then that's something that is a social issue that should really be addressed, especially our future generations should be aware of that. Our current generations, I think, are often misunderstood because of that, but they really want to set a good example for our next generation.
Thank you, Gwen. So, mga nakikinig, especially the youth, the children, we should love ourselves daw po. So, we should appreciate our beauty. Ayan po, hindi lang within, even outside. Yun ang sinasabi ni Ate Gwen sa ating lahat. So, dear parents, diba Gwen, sana makatulong din po yung ating parents to appreciate the beauty of our children. And also yung mga beauty din ng ating parents, i-appreciate din natin yan. Sana nga, mamaya magpipicture taking tayo, Gwen. So makikita mo lahat ng parent leaders natin na nandito kasama natin via Zoom. Alright, so ito pong mga tanong nito ay galing din sa ating ERDA FB. Ito po, ayan, bago yung tanong, meron ding mag-good luck. Good luck, Miss Gwen, from Rosalie V. and Maricel Manalo. And good luck also, Miss Gwen, from Mirasol Monzales and Chanda Ramos. Thank you po.
Thank you so much.
Ito na, Gwen, from an ERDA staff. So, hindi na rin nakapagpigil ang ating mga ERDA staff. May mga tanong po. Si Mabel. So, si Ate Mabel or si Mama Mabel, Miss Mabel, if you were to go back to France, what would you share to your friends? What would you share with your friends about your experiences in our country, Philippines?
So, if I would go back to France, of course, I would have so much more to say. Since living here independently, I was able to view the Philippines in a different way. And I realized that wherever I go, people will treat each other with kindness. And that's what I want to see. I want to see that mentality in Europe. I want to see the generosity be contagious. That, I know that the Filipinos' hearts and generosity is so contagious that I would want to bring that to Europe, to France. And also, they are very family orientated. That is what I notice. And that is what I love about the Filipinos. They put their families first and they always take care of their family members. Even if you have like a second cousin or so many titas and titos, which, you meet randomly. I know that Filipinos have big families. That's why they have really big hearts.
Thank you so much, Gwen. Nakakatuwa for your appreciation talaga sa ating culture, yung pagiging caring ng Filipino, pagiging family-oriented, totoong-totoo yan. And we are happy na you have decided to stay here in our country, Philippines. Kasi like Father Treats could have decided, pwede naman nag-decide si Father Treats na after helping the Filipinos to a certain extent for some time, ay bumalik na rin siya sa France or mag-mission na rin sa bansang
Tama.
gusto niya before, like China. But Father Treats decided to stay. So, nag-stay siya dito sa ating bansa.
I believe he fell in love with the Philippines the same way that I did. You don't really have to be Filipino to have the same heart as a Filipino. As long as you're kind, as long as you're able to make a difference to one another and to treat each other with respect, I think that's what a Filipino is about. And Father Tritz, in that way, really has a Filipino heart. He fell in love with the Philippines and he chose to stay and dedicate his life to the Filipinos.
Thank you, Gwen. Nakakatuwa na talagang naikwento sa'yo ni Mami Simo si Father Tritz. Kasi mga tagapakinig, tagapanood, malapit na po ang September. Ito po ang Founders Day, Foundation Day ng ERDA. At sa September 19, ang birthday ni Father Tritz.
Yes, actually, Ate Adel, I was thinking maybe we should do something for that day and celebrate with the children to really show appreciation to Father Tritz's hard work and what he has done and the difference he made.
Yes, Gwen, we will do our best to celebrate it, hopefully in a big way, in a wonderful way with you and for our children. Ayan, nakakatawa. So, si Father Tritz, mga tagapakinig, tagapanood, talagang ginive up niya yung kanyang French citizenship. Pero nanatili naman siyang French national kasi ang nationality ay hindi po maaalis sa atin bilang karapatan natin ito. And he decided to become a Filipino, kaya po naitatag ang ERDA Foundation para sa mga batang gusto niyang makapag-aral. Ayan po. So, tignan natin kung may message pa, may new message. Okay, tignan natin. All right. Tapos, aalalahanin ko lang lahat ng magagandang sinabi ni Gwen and then invite uli natin sina Micaela and Venus to be with us, Ate Joanna. So, alalahanin ko muna yung mga magagandang sinabi ni Gwen kanina mula sa simula, mula sa kanyang favorite food na bulalo dahil niluluto ito ni Ate Sim sa kanyang kagustuhang mag-aral din ng magluto ng kare-kare. At pwede siyang
Yes po.
turuan ni na Ate Miriam and Ate Joy. Bukod kay
Sino
Ate
magaling magluto?
Sila ay
I can
magaling
have a cook
magluto.
teacher.
Ayan. At sa kanyang pagpapaalala sa mga bata na huwag mag-give up sa inyong dreams, mga bata at kabataan. Yun ang sinabi ni Ate Gwen dahil siya rin ay hindi na-give up sa kanyang dream na maging Miss World Philippines. Hindi agad, last year, sumali na siya, pero hindi, naging finalist siya, pero hindi niya pa naiuwi agad ang corona. At hindi siya nag-give up, mga bata, kabataan. Sumali siyang muli at nanalo siya this year. So, nakaka-inspire yon. Mula kay Gwen, sabi niya nga ang meron talaga siya ay determination. So, yun ang kanyang itinuturo sa ating lahat. And bukod doon, pinaalala niya rin na sa ating mga magulang na mahalin lalo ang ating mga anak, gabayan sa kanilang pag-aaral upang matutunan nila na pwede naman, 'di ba Gwen, tama na mabuhay tayo ng may kapayapaan at may pagmamahal. At ito,
Yes.
natutuwa din ako kasi talagang thank you Gwen for being brave because she also called the attention, 'di ba, ng ating government to support talaga the education of our children. So, sa lahat ng mga hindi lang po ang pinakamataas na leader ng bansa at hindi lang po ang bawat pangulo ang may responsibilidad, lahat po ng public servants, lahat ng mga lahat ng mga tumakbong public officials, please help our children because it's
Yes
your
po.
mandate. Yes. Realize our children's right to education. Ayan po. Dahil dyan, tatawagin na po natin si Micaela and si Venus. Kasi, ayan, sabay-sabay na, Micaela and Venus, Ate Joanna. Kasi talagang naghanda din sila ng mga special questions for kanilang Ate Gwen. Tapos nakita ko, si Micaela, nakita ko nabanggit mo na gusto mong itanong kay Ate Gwen na ano yung mga favorite things niya to do in her spare time. Go ahead, Micaela.
So, hello, narinig na po. So, yun Ate Gwen, yun nga po, yung kasabi po ni Ate Edlin is yung favorite things to do po in your spare time. Like, ano po yung gusto nyong gawin?
Actually, that's a good question kasi ngayon, I don't have so much free time, but what I do in my free time is I like to play the guitar and sing and also read books because I think learning is endless and there's so much you can learn. I don't think you could learn every single facts in the world, and that's what I like to make sure that my brain absorbs knowledge nowadays and different words that could really be useful. So that's what I encourage actually our youth to do is to read more and maybe not try and be on social media so much. I know as a beauty queen, I have to use social media every day, but I try to avoid that because I really want to savor my time and savor the other leisures that I could be doing, such as reading books.
Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, Micaela, for that question. Si Venus naman, meron ka bang last question for your Ate Gwen?
Yes po. Miss Gwen, do you have a situation where you are thinking about giving up your dream? And how did you succeed in getting through it?
That's a very good question. Thank you, Venus. So last year, after I landed top 15 in Miss World, I was very disappointed with myself and I really wanted to give up that time and just go back to, doing my master's or continuing my studies. But I told myself that if I'm really destined to be Miss World and to make a difference to the world, then I should not give up and I should keep continuing to chase my dreams and work even harder than I have before. That's why when I joined this year, I made sure that I was ready mentally, physically, and I made sure that I had more knowledge on what Miss World is about because that's very important to me.
Thank you, Gwen and Venus, for your question. Thank you, Gwen, talaga for being open. Kasi for being generous in sharing talaga, not only the positive things that happened in your life, but also yung mga tunay na naramdaman mo, Gwen, during the challenging times din or difficulties during your um, competition and even beyond your
Yes. I
competition.
think actually that's something that we also focus on is mental health. People are not open enough about their feelings and emotions, and I want to tell those around me that it's okay to feel different, to feel sad sometimes, and we all go through that. It's the way that you fight it, the way you chase, or like the way you break that obstacle to make sure that you are able to feel okay. That's why it's really important to talk to someone you trust or family about how you feel.
Thank you so much, Gwen. Ang dami pong advocacies na shinare sa atin ni Gwen ngayon at maraming salamat sa mga tanong ni na Micaela Venus at ng
Thank you,
iba pa
Micaela and
pong
Venus. Ang
yes,
galing ng tanong
yes,
niyo.
yes. Dahil sa mga tanong ninyo ay talagang narinig natin ang advocacies ni Gwen. So, hindi lang education, but yun yung number one advocacy niya, education for our children. Pero during our live conversation this afternoon, nabanggit niya rin ang kanyang advocacy for eventually for climate.
Yes,
And
I think it
then,
all fits naman with education to really educate our children to be more aware of climate change and also mental health, which is a very taboo subject in the Philippines. So these topics, I think, could be incorporated into our educational system. And that's something I would really like to teach maybe in the future to our youth.
thank you, Gwen. Totoo. Lahat ito related sa education, ano? Hindi lang pag-aaral ng academics, kung hindi pag-aaral din ng tungkol sa mental health, tungkol sa climate, kung paano natin ito mapoprotektahan ng ating environment. And kanina nabanggit din ni Gwen ang kanyang advocacy against violence. So,
Yes.
buong-buo ang ating advocacy ng education. Yun din yung ating advocacy sa ERDA, holistic talaga ang ating education na pinopromote for our children. So, thank you so much, Gwen. Ang bilis ng oras. So,
Yes
isang
po.
oras, isang oras na tayong nagkukwentuhan. At nagpapasalamat tayong muli sa lahat ng mga nakinig, nanood sa ating FB Live, sa lahat po na ng mga nagpadala ng kanilang katanungan through our chat sa Zoom and as well as sa ating ERDA FB, and most especially, thank you Micaela Venus. Kayo din ay Miss World para sa amin, mga Miss ERDA para sa
Yes, future
amin.
beauty queens right there. Ang galing ng tanong nila. I think if they really focus on that, they could really make a difference in the future in the world. And if you want to ask me any questions, how to join pageants, I'm always available to chat.
Thank you so much to our Miss World Philippines 2022, Gwen Fourniol. Nakaka-proud po kayong lahat. And para po tapusin, kaya lang magtatapos talagang ang programa po natin ay natatapos din talaga.
Picture. Let's take a picture together.
Yes, and also, Gwen, do you have your message? Not only to our ERDA communities, but also to all who are listening dito sa Philippines. And I hope sana itong ERDA FB umabot na rin beyond our country. Ayan. So, Ate Joanna, spotlight muna tayo kay Miss World. Kay Miss World muna, ayan. Gwen, your message for all of us?
So, to everyone who's watching and listening, I really want to thank you. I'm very grateful that you are here with us today and able to know more about ERDA and the achievements that all the children have gone through thanks to ERDA. I want you to know to never give up on your dreams. And I hope that my story inspires you to keep going, to really break down the obstacles and never give up. Because if you give up, you will never know what you have missed out, and you don't want to live a life full of regrets. So I want to tell our youth to keep working hard, keep studying, and all of your dreams will just come along the ways.
Thank you so much, Miss Gwen. Thank you for that beautiful message applicable to to all aspects of our lives, no? Hindi lang sa pag-aaral ng mga bata, hindi lang sa pagiging magulang ng ating mga ERDA parents, kung hindi, I think, applicable din ba daw sa love life? So, diyan na rin nagtatanong.
Baka it's too early for them, I think, to focus on love life. I think
Correct. Po, ayan, aral muna daw tayo. Mga bata at mga kabataan, mag-aral po muna magtapos ng pag-aaral. Ayun ang bilin ni Ate Gwen. At sana po, sabi ni Miss Dodi Ramirez, sana po maging ehemplo si Gwen ng kabataan. I think, very good example na po si Miss Gwen sa ating mga kabataan. At good luck and stay safe, sabi niya. Thank you, Dodi. Thank you so much, Miss World Philippines 2022, Gwen. We will pray for you for your next competition. And thank you for keeping in touch with ERDA. Ayan po, at maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nakinig, nanood every month. Once a month po kasi itong ating ERDA Kwentuhan. So we are blessed always to have special guests like Miss Gwen. So thank you so much for listening and following the ERDA FB Kwentuhan live every month, once a month, and we hope to see you next month. Thank you.
I will
and
be
have a-
watching next month, Sana. I'm very excited, actually.
Yes, and please come back, Gwen. Next time we will interview you with your mom. Yan, pag gusto ni
Yes,
Ate
of
Tia.
course.
Alright, maraming salamat pong muli. Mag-ingat po tayo. At have a good week, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you po. Thank you so much.